Hey guys, Chelsea here from Making Manzanita, and today I've got a fun treat for you. I am going to show you 3 different tutorials for how to make these DIY macrame ornaments. Now, I've shared these ornaments before, but this is the first time they are all together in one video. So grab a cup of coffee and follow along. First up, we have this macrame angel ornament, and this one is one of my favorites. Let's hop right in. You will need some wooden beads, a plastic comb or pet brush, scissors, and macrame cording. I'm using 5mm cord. All right, first you want to start by cutting one piece of macrame cord, and this is going to be for the middle of your angel. And this first piece is cut at 14 inches. You want to cut it roughly that same size and then fold it in half. And then you can cut 2 other pieces, and these will be used for the wings. And those will be cut about half of the length of that first one. So these ones are both about 7 inches because the other one was 14. So for the wooden bead, you're going to want to get one with a hole that is at least 3/8 inches. I am using a 25mm wood bead here, and it has a 3/8 inch hole, and that allows both the cording pieces to be able to be pushed through that hole. So it's a little bigger than my other wood beads that I'm using on some other ornaments. So this one was just a bigger size. And so you'll push the wood bead in there. So there's a loop about 2 inches above it. And then you'll take your smaller pieces, put one underneath, and then the other one, you're going to fold them in half, grab the ends from that first piece and pull it through, and then push the ends through the other side. And then you're going to pull those both tight. So you can see I've slowed it down here so you can see exactly how to do it, and just pull them taut. And be careful not to let the inner cords twist as you do that. You can just very easily straighten them out if they do that. So then you're going to take your plastic comb and you're going to unravel all of the macrame. And I've also heard people do this with a pet brush. I've tried that method and I prefer the plastic comb, but if all you have is a pet brush, that would work fine too. But I just like the control I have with the comb. It's a little easier to start from the bottom and work your way up when you're unraveling the cord. Otherwise, if you start from the top and pull down, you're just going to end up with a tangled mess. So just take your time and unravel all of that as you go. You're going to unravel the bottom ones and then both sides of the wings. All right, so when it is all unraveled, this is what it should look like. So now you can see it's kind of starting to look like a angel, don't you think? All right, so next you want to trim it up. So grab your scissors, and I started just by trimming the bottom tassel just to get them all nice and uniform. They're pretty straight, but just to get it nice and clean, you can just very easily trim those nice and flat. I found it's easiest to hold the strings in your hand between your index finger and your middle finger to just keep them nice and straight, and trim that up. And then you're going to move on to trimming the wings. So I trimmed mine down so they're about, I would say, like 1.5 inches to maybe 2 inches. And what I did is I am rounding them at the top and the bottom towards the middle of the angel. So I started by cutting off most of the excess, and then I kind of went back and I trimmed them up even more, because I just wanted them to be more rounded. But you don't want to get your angel wings much longer than this 1.5 to 2 inches, because any longer than this and they're going to be too heavy when you hang it up, and they're not going to stand up straight and out. If you did want them to be longer and you wanted them to stand up straight, you can do kind of what I did on my macrame feathers. I'll link that video up here so you can see how I made those. But what I did for those, they're much bigger than this. And I used a fabric stiffener spray. And I've also heard you could probably use hairspray too. And that would stiffen everything up so that when you hang it, the strings would go out straight to keep their shape. So if you did want them to be longer, you could try that method, but I kind of wanted mine to be a little shorter. And when I hang it up on the tree, it looks great. So I also made a different variation of the angel ornament with twine and wood bead, and this was made entirely with Dollar Tree materials. And so if you're looking for another variation on that, you can check this one out. And let's jump into our second ornament today. This is a little tree design, and this one is super fun, and it uses that same square knot. All right, let's hop in. So we are using the exact same cording. This is 5mm cording, and I have links to everything in the video description if you have any questions about the products. All right, so you want to start by cutting your first piece of macrame for the center of the tree, and this one is 16 inches long. And you can knot that at the top just with a simple overhand knot, and you want to leave about 2 inches of a loop there at the top to hang it on the tree. And then you can cut the other pieces that you'll need for the branches. And these pieces are about 6 to 7 inches long, and you need to cut 12 of them total. So you can get those all cut so they're roughly around the same size. It doesn't have to be perfect, so don't worry about getting it all perfect. All right, so now you can start knotting everything. And I know this process may look a little complicated at first, but I'm going to go really slow here and break it down for you. And it's much easier to watch in a video format rather than pictures. So you're in for a treat here. So first you'll take one of the small pieces and fold it in half and put it on the bottom side. Then you'll take another small piece, put it in half, grab the ends from the piece you already put in on the bottom and pull it up through the loop, and then grab the other ends and push it down through the loop on the other side. So you're basically interlocking the loops, and then you pull it tight, and it will probably want to twist up those center cords. No problem, just kind of adjust them as you go so they're laying flat and not twisted in there. And then on the next one, you're going to do the entire process again, but you're going to start on the opposite side. So last time we put the piece on the left on the bottom, and this time we're putting it on the right. So you just interlock the pieces as you go, pull them tight, and then push up. So you'll see as I continue going here, and now I'm going to start on the left side. And I'll speed it up a little bit so you can kind of see how the process goes when you're moving a little faster. But altogether, you will put 6 of these interlocking pieces on the tree. If you wanted to make it longer, you totally could, but since we cut 12 and we're using 2 each time, you'll do 6 total. And if you want to get technical, if you've done any bit of macrame, this type of knot is called a square knot. So that's what it's called. But as you can see, it's very pretty simple. So once everything has been knotted, you can grab a plastic comb to unravel all of the macrame cording. And I have heard from other people that a pet brush will also work. I've actually tried that on another project and I didn't like it very much, so I stick with the plastic comb method. But feel free to try the pet brush if you want. So when you're unraveling, it helps to start at the ends of the pieces and work your way towards the middle. You can see there I've already done the bottom a couple of inches and I'm making my way up towards the middle. And I had a little one stop by and she wanted to help out, so I gave her a turn unraveling with the comb, and she always has fun helping mom. So this, my friends, is proof that if a 5-year-old can do this, guys, you can too. Unraveling it can take a little bit of time, but throw on a good podcast or something and it'll go quickly. All right, so next you can trim everything up so that it looks more like a Christmas tree shape. And you'll see there that I'm using small detail scissors. The scissors that you want to use for this they need to be very sharp. So not your regular crafting scissors. I like to use ones that are made specifically for cutting yarn and small detail crafts like this. And these ones have a case, so they are covered up because they're super, super sharp. All right, so as you're cutting it, you just want to, it helps to cut most of the excess off, so everything's a little thinner, and then just angle it in a straight line all the way up to the top where it will be pointed, and then you can cut the bottom so it's nice and uniform at the bottom. And then I decided to add a little star to the top. I had these metal stars in my craft supplies and I thought they looked great. I just love how it turned out. All right, let's hop into our third and final ornament. This one is made with a little cinnamon stick, and it is so cute. Some regular twine or string, scissors, and macrame cording. And you want to start by adding your hanger to the cinnamon stick. So to do this, you just want to, you can either cut the piece first or leave it on the strand like I did. But you just want to make a few inches little hanger. And I just knotted mine and then I twisted the knot around so it was inside the little folds of the cinnamon stick, so it was hidden. But if you didn't want to mess around with that, you could also tie a bow up at the top and leave that exposed. I did have a little trouble getting it in to like stick. I ended up being very careful not to crack the cinnamon stick, because when you press on it, you risk it cracking. Okay. So I got the little hanger on. That's going to be the hanger that we use to add it to the tree. So for the rest of it, I'm using 5mm macrame cord. I'm going to cut a piece about probably about 7 or 8 inches long, and then wrap it around the top of the cinnamon stick as shown. This is a super basic, very easy macrame knot. No experience needed for this one, guys. All you do is just put it underneath the cinnamon stick and then pull up the 2 ends and put it through the loop above the stick. I had a little oopsie on that one. I got it going the wrong way. So yeah, I had to take it off and try again. So it helps if you're holding them all the right direction. I ended up keeping all mine under the cinnamon stick and bringing it back over top, and that helped get all my strands going the right direction. So my cinnamon sticks are about 3 inches wide. You may find that yours is larger and you can add more, but my little 3-inch size cinnamon sticks that I got on Amazon allowed for about 3 strands to be added to it. And again, I'm using 5mm cording. So after you get all 3 of the little strands put on the cinnamon stick, you can use a plastic comb to unravel the cording. It helps if you start from the bottom and work your way up towards the top to prevent any tangling. And once they're all unraveled, you can cut them. So you'll see they're all kind of different lengths there. I didn't do a great job of getting them all the same, but that's totally fine. At first, I tried out this kind of asymmetrical look with them cut at one angle, and that looked super cute, and you could totally leave it like that. However, I decided to cut mine kind of with an arrow shape or a pointed tip in the middle. So I figured out the height of the other side there as a little guideline, and then I cut it towards the middle so it went down to a point. So that was another way to do it. You could also cut it all the way straight across. So several different ways that you can modify this to make it work for you, but I really liked the way that little pointed tip looked on it. And then after you cut it all, you can trim it up with it helps to like comb it out again to get any spare threads that weren't pulled down the first time, and then trim it again with the scissors just for a final little detail. I just love how that one turned out. It almost looks like it could be like a little mini wall hanging. And then here's the other ornaments that we learned today, that Christmas tree design with the cute little metal star, and then of course the angel, which I think is my favorite of the bunch, but I'd love to hear from you. Which one is your favorite, and which ones are you gonna try to make? I would love to hear if you guys make them. Let me know if you have any questions, and if you are interested in any of the products that we used. All the links are in the video description for you. And then while you're here, I'd love it if you'd subscribe to our channel. We have some more Christmas crafts coming your way, and I don't want you to miss it. So push subscribe here, just push our picture, and then you can watch this video next.